A question that I get more often than not is, how long does it actually take to launch a product and start a brand on the Amazon FBA platform? How long does it actually take? Can I do this while working in 9 to 5? What is the actual timeline of launching a product and starting your Amazon FBA business? Well, that's exactly what I wanted to address, and hopefully on a month-to-month basis to give you guys a really good idea of how long it could potentially take for you to launch a product and start your Amazon FBA business. Let's go. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Prestige Amazon FBA YouTube family. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Definitely consider subscribing if you're interested in anything Amazon FBA specific. Who am I? My name is Andy. I've been selling on the Amazon platform for a few years now as a private label seller. I currently release videos twice a week, kind of just documenting my journey and then giving tips back to you guys for whatever you guys find is useful. So definitely, again, consider subscribing and drop a like for this video if you guys find it helpful, because it definitely helps out the YouTube algorithm and helps me grow this channel to reach more people that are interested in Amazon too and interested in learning how to make money online. But if you guys do have a Facebook, I do have a growing Facebook group that you can post any questions that you may have on Amazon FBA. You can find that at the Prestige Amazon FBA Mastermind down below. Also, just search it on Facebook. And if you guys do have an Instagram, you can check my Instagram out, where I post daily content on Amazon FBA specific topics. You can find that, and you can find that at the official Andy Lamb on Instagram, or again down below. And also down below, you also find the 2020 cheat sheet that you may find extremely helpful, and I include a bunch of tips and tricks in there for you guys, so definitely go grab that. Every single video I do have a free coaching call, so definitely stay till the end of this video if you're interested in that. I'll let you guys know how you can be entered for that. But again, in this video, I did want to just go over the timeline for Amazon FBA. A lot of people do have this they do ask me this question, and I figured, what better way to address it than in a video. Again, this is a very situational topic, and it's going to differ for every single person and every single product, and it really depends on how much time you personally have, how long. It depends on the type of product that you're selling. The list goes on and on, but I wanted to address a basic outline for people who are interested and who are curious about how long it may take and how they want to gauge their time, and just have a general timeline going through their head. So let's get into it. So as always, first and foremost, I always highly recommend anybody getting into the Amazon FBA business model, or any business model in general, to just educate yourself. It's extremely important to invest in yourself before you actually invest in a product. Now, investing in yourself may not necessarily mean, going out there and buying a course that costs $997. There's tons and tons of ways to be able to get informed about the Amazon business model, and that's exactly why I create these videos for you guys. I can honestly tell you guys that you guys can create a very successful business with just the content that is on YouTube. That is completely free. One of the downfalls of this is that you don't have it in a structured format. I know for me personally, I like my information very structured, especially, I can tell you from my honest opinion that going through the courses that I've gone through and just looking at everything in a step-by-step format has definitely benefited me tons. And I've personally gone through a handful of courses on just Amazon FBA specifically. So I've definitely seen all the YouTube videos out there too. When I was just starting, about 3 years ago, a lot of the information was already out there. After going through the courses, I had realized that. So, big tip for you guys if that saves you $1,000 off the bat. But all in all, just being able to educate yourself and learn as much as possible. One of the biggest mistakes that I personally made was thinking I knew it all just by watching YouTube videos. Again, the information is out there. You just have to spend the time to learn it. But in month 1 of the actual Amazon FBA business, you may spend 2 to 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, just learning how the business model works, the ins and outs, pretty much, how to run ads, how to do product launches, how to do keyword research, product research. There's a lot of things that go into it. A lot of the work is in the front end, so you definitely need to spend the time to actually learn the ins and outs of the business model. So if you are going through a course, you may take 2 to 3 weeks to go through the course and learn as much as possible. So that's pretty much month one. Then you'll pretty much jump into product research. To see what types of products are good, have potential, that you can validate, hopefully using data to determine whether or not the product will be a good choice. Maybe within month 1 to month 2, you may start to talk to suppliers. You may start negotiating with suppliers, seeing which suppliers are quality, via Alibaba or wherever you're talking to your supplier. Then you might start to get samples. So within month 1 to month 2, you may be doing the whole educational process, talking to suppliers, doing product research. Product research on its own may take 2 weeks additional, and then getting the sample from your supplier may take an additional 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how long the negotiation process takes and sample shipping. Now, between month 1 and month 2, after you've hopefully found a good sample, if you have not found a good sample, you may want to look at other suppliers, just to check the quality and see how things are. But between month 1 and month 2, you may be in that process of actually starting to order your inventory. So after the negotiation processes are done, you may want to talk to your supplier and say, hey, I'm really interested. I want to start out with 500 units or 1,000 units or 2,000 units. But that's basically how month 1 and month 2 will go. During month 2, you'll also start to do things like keyword research. Hopefully you did that in month 1 as well and validated the product using keyword research as well. But you will be spending that time, starting to see what keywords you want to have in your listing, seeing which keywords you want to rank for, and things like that. During month 1 and month 2, you'll also want to be keeping in mind that, again, hopefully you guys are starting to create a brand. And if you guys haven't seen the video where I explain why creating a brand with niche specific items is important, definitely check out the last video because I definitely go in depth with that. But hopefully when you're establishing the brand, within the first month or 2, you're keeping in mind that you have an idea of what your logo is going to be, what your brand name is going to be. If you want to establish an existence on social media for increased social proof and things like that, you'll keep in mind those things between month 1 to month 2, and then probably going into month 3 as well. You also want to kind of establish how you want to launch the product. There's tons and tons of different ways to launch your product, so you want to solidify a plan for that too. So if you were able to, place the order for the inventory at the end of month 2 or in month 2, it may take an additional, 3 to 4 weeks for production. So that'll bring you into month 3, right? And then shipping may take an additional 3 to 4 weeks, depending on if you're air shipping or not. Air shipping may take a week to a week and a half. Again, during these times of the pandemic, there's tons and tons of delays. So you do have to keep that in mind, but it could take, and typically does take, depending on the product, of course, it could take 3 to 4 weeks for production and then 3 to 4 weeks for shipping if you're shipping very slow. Maybe sometimes even more than 4 weeks for shipping. It does vary depending on the product, but you do have to keep that in mind that production and shipping may take an additional 2 months for you to wait for. And you may think that there's a lot of downtime there, but there's definitely a lot of things you can do, like further educating yourself about the Amazon business model, doing as much research as possible, building out your keywords list, optimizing your listing, trying to get product photography done, logos, branding, things like that, social media. There's tons and tons of things that you can always be doing. So hopefully by the end of about month 4 to starting month 5, you have your product in inventory, you've launched your product, hopefully successful. Within the first week or 2, you'll have an idea of whether or not organic traffic is starting to flow in, and that should be enough evidence for you to establish whether or not you want to move forward with another inventory order or kind of move forward with another product. If you don't want to continue to grow this first product, hopefully you do. But once you start to see that traction, you do want to look into another inventory order. Again, because the processing time and the manufacturing time as well as the shipping time can be a month and a half to 2 months if you're not air shipping or if you're not pushing your supplier to speed up the production process. But you do want to keep that in mind. But within month 5 after you launched, and month 6, hopefully you have enough inventory. You want to actually start to scale as much as possible, and whether that may be with external traffic or traffic on the Amazon site. Hopefully that will kind of get you going. But yeah, between month 1 and month 6, I would probably say that's pretty close to an average timeline. I know it seems like a very long time, but once you guys start to scale, if you're launching products every single month, you guys know that you're doing something every single month. And that's basically the process. In Amazon FBA private labeling is very rinse and repeat. So once you're doing it once, you know how to do it again, and you just keep doing it and scaling your business that way. That's one of the reasons why I personally love the business model, and it's very rinse and repeat. So hopefully you guys love that aspect of it too. But I think that is it. Of course, there's a lot of different things that you can go about doing in terms of growing your brand presence. If you wanted to leverage social media to grow your brand presence as well, hopefully drive traffic from there too. You guys are welcome to do that. There's a lot of different other things that you can keep in mind, but this is pretty much the basic Amazon FBA product launch timeline, in my personal opinion. If you guys have a different timeline, definitely feel free to share down below. I would love to hear it. But that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. Don't forget to drop a like if you did find it helpful, because it always helps me out and it helps the YouTube algorithm out, and bringing this video out to more people. Hopefully people find this useful as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you did find it useful and you guys want more content just like this. If you guys have any questions, as always, feel free. Do not hesitate to drop them down below. I answer them pretty quickly, and if you guys are interested in that free 30-minute coaching call, do all of that. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below #Prestige Amazon FBA. Don't forget to check out the Facebook group, the Instagram page. But until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.